Vinyl Voices Radio is brought to you by our friends over at Push and Win Law Firm, your personal injury attorneys. So if you guys need help, you get hurt or get in a car accident, call Push and Win. Look them up online, pushwin.com, and get a free consultation, pushwin.com. All right, everybody, get ready for another badass show tonight. It's going to be a really fun one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one tonight. We have the Palmer Squares, all the way from Chicago, Illinois, rap duo, Terminal Knowledge, Term K, Seth. We have Matt, Acumental, Ac. That's all just two people, John.
AKA.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a fun one, so everybody get ready for some Vinyl Voices.
What I say, what?
For the fellowship.
This is Vinyl Voices Radio. ESPN 97.5.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm John Denman.
Jesse Sandehan.
All right, everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Vinyl Voices Radio here on ESPN. I'm John Denman. He's Justin Dejas. And this week's show, we got a badass band from Chicago.
That's right, John. This week we've got the Palmer Squares. We have Term K, Acumental, Term Ac. Is that cool?
Oh, yeah.
That works.
That's who we are.
That's us.
That is who you are.
Yeah,
I kind of dropped the K a couple years ago, but, you know.
Just Term.
It follows me everywhere I go.
Right.
Yeah. Still your name. Your name's forever.
Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Making a stop on a tour.
Hell yeah.
I love the studio setup. It just reeks of legitness.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
I like this.
wait, I'm still in a garage? You know, I mean,
Yeah.
the oil stains on the ground and, you know, some other stuff.
Oh, we
but
can leave some extra stains before we get out of here.
perfect.
We can add to the collection.
Perfect.
Yeah. I was telling John a little bit about how you guys also are podcasters. Like a few hundred episodes in now, right? Something like that.
Oh, yeah. 318 comes out this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's, I think 2017 is when we started podcasting. And at the time, it seemed like we were getting in on some new cutting edge thing that not every single person would also have shortly after ours began. And we're terrible at like marketing it. It's really tough to, I don't know, for us, as we're not just exclusively podcasters, people mostly care about our music. And we're like, no, listen to our podcast too. And they're like, no.
It was never meant, we never fancied, I don't think we even still do fancy ourselves as podcasters. And, you know, 20 minutes ago when you said that you listened to some of them, yeah, we're kind of just like, oh no, really? We see it as something that would entertain the fans of our music while we aren't putting out music.
Yeah, I'm a fan of your music.
Yeah, just a fan.
Hell yeah. But as far as like just your average Joe podcast listener to like try it out, we never envisioned that. And yeah, to say that we're like a few hundred episodes into doing a podcast, it's like I gotta kind of remind myself, like, oh yeah, we are.
And I feel like your intro weans out anybody who's not ready for the rest of it too.
Yes.
Every episode starts with him like butchering a song, just singing it poorly, and
I need an example.
hit him with the little. What's a big song right now?
I don't know. On the spot here. What I like to do is I like to sing like popular rap songs, but in the style of like pop punk, like emo voice.
He doesn't like to do it.
I just think it's stupid and silly. It
He
makes
has
me
to do
laugh. And we even did a poll a few months ago with our listeners, like, should we stop doing this? Because I don't like doing it anymore. And much to my chagrin, they all voted, like, keep doing it.
Gotta keep
100%
going.
vote.
Yeah.
Like,
So not only do I think
unanimous.
the joke is, like, it's been dead forever, but every week I got to, like, think of a new song that I haven't done.
Right.
And then he's like, we're ready, but I got to sit there and think of, like, how do I emo-fy Kanye's new single? It doesn't really lend itself.
He pulls up like a Blink-182 reference.
All for like
like
7
tuning.
unfunny seconds of the episode that are gone immediately.
What's been the worst song that you did?
There's some songs where like I don't even really know the original, and I only know his emo version.
Yeah, I feel like for a while I got away from the quintessential voice and I was just screaming stuff.
I mean, you got to go through some different genres of music while you're doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably should think about this a little bit because we just did our intro and it was meh.
Like we
Oh,
should
you
sing
got
our
an
intros.
Yeah, just do an emo next time.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, I think there was already a Push and Win song sing.
Well, the format for this show is we just listen to songs, and we ask our guests to select 4 songs for us to listen to.
For sure.
So the first one that we're going to listen to, I already forgot. Oh, Spooky Language. Yeah, which is a good place to start.
It is a good place to start. It's off of our first project.
Self-titled.
say?
Yeah,
EP?
the title song of our first project.
Album.
When did that come out?
2012. Yeah, spring 2012, I think,
Yes, May 8th.
to be specific.
May 8th was the day it dropped.
Really?
Yeah, because there's a video called Mayday, Mayday on our YouTube where I'm rapping in a car. We made that to promote the dropping of the project, and I think I rhymed something about May 8th at the end.
All right. So know the specific date. That's pretty good.
Yes, we're approaching the anniversary.
I mean, if you put that in song, it'd
Well, yeah.
be much easier to remember.
Right. You can commemorate it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad plan. It's like make a song about my anniversary or something.
Right.
Don't forget those days. All right, let's listen to the song.
Actually, I've always had a rather extensive vocabulary, not to mention a phenomenal grasp of grammar and a superlative command of syntax.
Spooky Language. Produced by Nate Kids. Palmer Squares. You know what it is. We take it back to glass bottles in the Coke machine. Every time I take a breath, I'm converting oxygen to propylene. In the bathroom, door locked with a decoder ring. I pop a dozen dopamine and wash them down with Ovaltine. It's thaumaturgy when I drop a bird. Stalker lurking in the yard with binoculars, and I ain't watching birds. Not a person that can stop me when I get the urge to dodge a car full of officers and dart with your mama's purse. I'm not normal, but isn't normal just a question of what you're most often exposed to? In that case, normal Zoloft in a cold brew. Finna doze off in a closed coffin. Yo, I told you I'm an appropriate miscreant. Dopey and ignorant, throwing a hissy fit, but nobody gives a shit. Cold as a witch's tit, cold as a Mr. Pip, cold as the shoulder one looks over the pistol whip. Getting hit, we sniff blow cut with a pixie stick. Coronas and whiskey, I go from sober to tipsy quick. Acumental studies, notes on arithmetic. Pro with linguistics, I can vocally split your wig. Yo, we caused the global climate to rise. While most stay blinded to lies, I keep my eye on the prize. Like Cyclops, looking hard at tie cops, rookie card. High tops, hoodie, and my iPod's fully charged. That's what I'm talking about. I'm running off the mouth. The gum flapping, tongue lashing, crackers, rapping a Dutch, yapping. Allow me to speak next, loud as a T-Rex. Health bells, I'm a hound dog with 3 heads, surrounded by demons. Breathing heavenly, I can never be beaten. Sing the sweetest melody, call me the heavenly heathen. You can find my name farthest up the roster, cause the parlance I be dropping hot enough to strip the varnish off a locker. We harness all the power imaginable, the tower and amateur flow imposters, starring opposite Madeline Stowe. With my vernacular verse, I leave the trash at the curbside. The world's got a patch on its third eye. We hit the block and the plot to your story twist. On top, never coming off, call me Maurice Wig. Trying to move from nameless to the A-list. The type of crew you need a noose to hang with. Truly dangerous, hot box and Studemakers. Watch my hoopty shapeshift into a lunar spaceship. Super 8, I'ma crash into the pavement. Turn your fast hand into a sprained wrist. Losing my faith in the game, trying to stay grizzly. You can call me Rudy Gay in the paint. Another late night feeding the mind wise. Eager to watch the new season of My Wives. Making hits with Nathan Kids, waking up the neighbors' kids. Yeah, they see how spooky my language is. That's what I'm talking about. We running off the mouth. The gum flapping, tongue lashing, crackers, rapping a Dutch, yapping. I best warn y'all to back up, lest you wanna get your flesh torn by the shrapnel. Fruity ass rappers is oranges and apples. The grown up rascal, not warm on Tabasco. My babe, she a big bitch, way beyond blue ox. Vain journalistic, maybe I'm Lou Dobbs. Terms stew and beef, craving on goulash. Pockets on E, haters on Stugatz. Jazz hands, scat man, flame Humming hot doo-wop. Cheesy ass rappers, y'all cake the fondue pie. Who got the herb? Knock, do not disturb. Been dead and resurrected, stop. Tupac Shakur. I guess, what can I say that ain't been said before? If you ain't a predator, y'all should head for shore. We set sail straight forth. Don't be thrown by the red tail. A4, or devil horns, y'all. Nevermore, Edgar Allan Poe. Turn K, settle scores at the talent show. Rappers going back and forth in a palindrome. I get mechanical and leave the gasket blown. Back to Mo and a Mac dough. Volcanic flow, turn you to ash and stone like the crack of Toa. Fresh as a breath of air, y'all better get it clear. I'm debonair on some Fred Astaire. That's what I'm talking about. I'm running off with the mouth. The gum flapping, tongue lashing, crackers rapping, a Dutch yapping.
Designed to scare and control primitive people.
Spooky language.
I don't know if I've ever just listened to the video version without also watching the video. Yeah.
With people watching you listening to the video?
I feel like the ending, it's just funny to hear us like throw the mic on the ground and like pick it back up. Spooky language. I guess that's how we chose to end that.
I mean, it works, either way. Yeah, the people actually ended their songs with the name of the song. Probably remember the name of the song.
Yeah, as if we didn't say it enough in the 3 repeats of the chorus. Let me remind everybody.
That one was that's a pretty long song.
Yeah, we were saying we don't really play it live often, even though it's not even maybe, it's one of our most listened to, most streamed. It's, again, the title track of our first album, so it's had the most time to get attention and streams and everything. So people know that one, but I think we have a lot of songs. It took us a while to figure out that we had to like not both rap 50 bars in every song because we both just had that much. And I don't know, it works for some of our live YouTube videos a little better than it plays on the album, or plays at a live show. Some of them I just feel like I'm almost getting bored because we've been rapping on the same beat loop for 4 minutes and there's 3 minutes left, and I think we could have done 3 songs in the time of this one,
So you're writing that, like writing those songs and all this. I mean, you put together what you want, and you combine them.
Try to keep it even, or like we'll show each other, like this is how long mine is, so if you want to match that, it doesn't always have to match. But
to a fault.
Yeah.
Where I think we've been learning as of late, like it doesn't always need to be mirrored, and especially like for time's sake, if one of us already has 50 bars, the other one shouldn't necessarily match it,
That's also sort of like back in those days, especially 2012. This is a long time ago. So when we were making our first album, I feel like we had a lot of just loose verses that needed a home, and we did things we put on YouTube, just rapping at a camera, because that's kind of how we started.
Right.
And then we like it, so we wanted actually on like a studio mixed track, so we'd reallocate that over here. And now it's, when we write stuff, it's a little more, we have the beats in advance, and this is my thematic to this beat. And we know now, like, let's not go overtime with it. I'm going to keep the verse concise. And but yeah, at the time, we would just have like, I don't know, 4 minutes worth of blue. It wasn't written as like, this is going to be 3 songs. It's just a stream of consciousness of raps. And sometimes you got to learn how to like chop it in 3. And it's weird to separate something that was like born together.
As one, yeah.
It's like, yeah, but it's too much for one thing. So why don't we get, 2 for 1 out of this and split it in half, or figure out how to, I don't know, divide and conquer a little better than, I wrote 100 bars, so let's make a song with this verse. It's like, well, I think we could get, I don't know, we could use that space more appropriately on the album or on the recording,
Yeah. Have you always written separately your rhymes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been rare occurrences where we, and we challenge ourselves to change that for some songs. Maybe if we have a feature, or we have like our Junkyard Samurai side project.
Super rare.
Yeah, that is super, super rare. What I'm trying to say is
90+% of everything each one of us was written like alone in our own quarters.
And we might give each other our notes when we show each other what we've written alone in our own quarters, and be like, oh, that fits with something that I have here, and we start putting the puzzle together.
You can attribute each song to one of us, like the chorus, or even selecting the beat. one of us will come to the other and be like, hey, I've been writing to this beat, and this is my idea for the hook, which then will imply a thematic, and then we'll show like the other one the verse that we wrote.
Yeah.
So that, you know, now I've heard what he has for this beat and the angle he's taking, and I can, you know, run with that.
Right.
It's very rare where we like sit down from the jump. We've done it on a few occasions, but where we sit down like from scratch and we both pick a beat and we pick a topic and we sit there and come up with the verses and the hooks together. We definitely.
Seems like it'd be tougher to do that, right?
I think it's
because you're trying to force something.
You know, however you learn to work, we just learned to work the other way. And some people learned to do it together, and for them that's easier.
It's been cool. We've done songs with other artists that would come to our studio space to do their
It's usually when
verse.
we feel forced to kind of change it up and do it more communal.
I've seen people come to our space to do a verse on one of our songs, and they'll like come with nothing, and they'll just step out for 30, 40 minutes and write a verse.
Insane.
And then that's the thing and we've done that before. Would never do it in 30 minutes, but I've written a verse like in studio or like had a studio session booked where the night before I write the verse and record it the next morning. Like it's happened, but I do like to take my time. That is like the way we've sort of learned our flow.
Day of when I'm supposed to make a collaboration with someone, I don't have anything. It's because I failed to prepare. So for someone to show up like, no, I meant to show up with nothing, and I'll come up with it here.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's impressive because I definitely
admirable.
Yeah,
I like to take my time a little more, or at least for my own whatever my standard is. It deserves or like I'd like to have a little extra attention on it. I don't show up and then 30 minutes later, like I got this. And a lot of times I'm not even like saying these other people we've worked with are, it's like they come with something awesome and I'll be like, they did that, they turned that around from nothing to something very quickly. And I just know that's not how I work.
Yeah, different.
Yeah, no, like what Lionel Richie did for Kenny Rogers. Like he showed up and he's like, Kenny Rogers was like, hey man, did you make me a song? And he's like, no, I'll do it right now. And he went to the bathroom, came out and with Lady. Or something like that. That's, you know, some people have that. I don't know.
I mean,
That's interesting though.
As a fan, you know, I appreciate the approach that you guys take because, you know, I mean, I have thought about this and how to say it. You know, I want to be careful because I love all music and, you know, rap music and, you know, but when I listen to some of the rhymes, they're just like so smart, you know, like just from the standpoint of like, man, like to come up with that particular rhyme, following, you know, following this line, it builds up to the like the payoff almost. It's like, so I appreciate that y'all take the time to do that.
Fooling you into thinking we're smart takes a lot of
Yes.
I mean, I have listened to the podcast too, so you know.
Well, it's all like I think also relative to. Like if you don't know what we're talking about or what we're referring to or referencing in any given line, then we get comments from, you know, young people all the time. It's you know, I say young people.
I assume.
Because often what we're referencing is like some movie from the 1970s or something.
Right.
So they'll be like, dude's just saying words, none of it makes sense. And it's like, if you don't know the references or anything, then it doesn't make any sense.
That is a big part of all of our...
If you do, then God bless.
Yeah.
I'm gracious that I like somebody connected.
Oh yeah, that's...
and now I look smart, finally.
Now, the way that I got hooked in is through my son, and it's just like, oh, what is this that you're listening to? And it's it is those rhymes that you guys build up, just this line, and it all leads to like this certain payoff. I mean,
that's always what I liked about listening to rap before I was writing raps. Those were my favorite rappers. When even if they're not that, you know, still kind of surface level. If I get the reference, like there's an old like hieroglyphics song where dude says like perfectly scripted like Scorsese's Raging Bull, lanky like Kirilenko, and I'm like, I'm going to film school at this time, and I actually had never seen Raging Bull, and I was like, I heard that reference in a rap before I saw the movie.
Wow.
I love the NBA. I got the Kirilenko reference. You know, I was just like, and if you don't watch the NBA or know what that movie is or whatever, it's like that might fall on deaf ears. So we might overdo it, but yeah, specifically movies where we're both like movie nerds and the references, and we're always quoting Adam Sandler movies everywhere we go.
Easter eggs like that.
Yeah.
Where,
you gotta dig
I
for it a
enjoy
little
a song, and then you know, however long after learning of and enjoying the song, I learn of the movie or whatever that was referenced in it, and then now, oh, I like that song even more. That line makes even more sense to me.
Right.
There's a lot of just kind of surface level rap music there where you kind of don't get that. I heard the verse the first time. I understood everything he said. It was mostly about, you know, their possessions.
Right.
Or social status.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're nerds, so we like references to nerd ass
I've also
shit.
heard plenty of pop songs that I enjoy enough where it's hard to be, for us at least, to be like simple lyrically. Just one syllable pattern or something. Like we're always trying to like just really, you know, look under the hood with the whole verse
That's
and
not
get
like
into the parts.
tooting our own horns.
And we've tried to keep it
We wish we
simple.
could do like monosyllabic verse.
Radio hits favor simplicity and stuff like that. It's been tough.
I can't do it. It's
Yeah.
I don't know how to write like that.
Choruses, I feel like, are more of a challenge than the verses because choruses aren't supposed to be like full of Easter eggs and so complex. They're supposed to be like the refrain you can sing along to.
Right.
And that's tougher to me, especially. It's just like I can sit there and come up with crazy movie references more easily, maybe because I've done it for so many years now. But I've tried to dumb it down, for lack of a better term, like because I think that would be a good thing for a song, and it is harder. Yeah.
Well, we got to take a break.
Yeah.
So we get back, we'll talk more. This is Vinyl Voices Radio. We'll be right back. You've seen their billboards and know their slogan, but the personal injury attorneys at Push and Win are more than familiar faces and a clever catchphrase. The firm specializes in car accidents and has won more than $200 million in counting for their clients. Slips and falls, product liability, class action cases, and motor vehicle accidents. Push and Win has offices in Houston and San Antonio ready to help you fight the insurance company. Call their bilingual staff at 833-PUSH-WIN or visit pushwin.com for a 100% free consultation. They push, you win.
May the 4th be with you weekend in Galveston, Texas. La Izquierda is back with a classic longboard surf competition, 3-day music festival starring The Nude Party, Cam Franklin, Tanya Nolan, Ruben Moreno, Galveston, The Ghost Wolves, Dim Roots, and much, much more. Tickets available online at laizzyfest.com. Think waves, y'all. Waves.
Hey yo, I woke up this morning, pissed off as usual. Hit the snooze button, thinking I should plan my funeral. I spent.
All right, this is Vinyl Voices Radio here on ESPN. We're back. He's Justin Diaz. I'm John Denman. They are the Palmer Squares.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back.
Hey.
Welcome back. What a lot of people haven't seen yet that we're going to have in the video is some of this fingerboarding action.
Yeah. We have
We got a close-up.
I mean, I've seen people, try to perform some tricks, and do things and stuff like that, and it's just
sloppy.
Yeah, sloppy.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
sloppy. I expect it to be that clean every time,
oh, just like that, nailing it.
Nailing.
Not warmed up yet, so don't judge me.
No, we are fingerboarder extraordinaires.
Yeah.
We're still looking to be sponsored.
Mm-hmm.
I stole a pack of razor blades from a gas station last night so I could re-grip this board. This is a fresh grip. I don't know if you can see that. So.
If you're looking for a sponsor, I'm just saying Push and Win.
Push and Win.
They have come through for us. So.
This is something for real.
Waiting
The
on the
one
call.
I feel like I could and should be sponsored by somebody. I already have somewhat of an audience. That would, if some company wants me to wear their shirt, I'll write for them.
Yeah.
But I've been fingerboarding for like 20 years. It was just a childhood hobby I never grew out of.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a period where I did it less.
Textbooks in class.
Yeah.
From middle school to high school.
It's a good fidget.
College.
It's like I quit smoking cigarettes over 4 years ago, but I've only ramped up. You don't do this, and I do this.
Oh, he ramped up.
I mean, we talked about this offset, but I mean, these guys did have what were they called? Tech deck or
Tech
something?
decks?
Tech decks.
That's like that's like the name brand.
Right. Training
like
wheels.
the Kleenex of
The training wheels.
I mean, tech decks are for children.
Little beginner stuff, you know, you can find it.
Bones and fingerboards are for grown-ups. This is real plywood with real trucks. These are $50.
This, I swear to God, this costs almost $200. Like this, I didn't pay for it. I got a guy.
We got, you know, we aren't sponsored, but we do have fans who hook us up with the good stuff.
I grew up playing with tech decks too. You buy them at Walgreens and shit. But now, it didn't dawn on me until like Instagram and being able to see the people all over the world. Like I didn't know, one, that there was a whole community of people that are much better than us. Like really take this seriously.
It gets a lot better.
Yeah,
I mean, there's got to be competitions and everything, right? I mean, it's yeah. There's a #1 in the world fingerboarder.
There's like contests and stuff now. Yeah, I've seen like competitions for fingerboarding and fingerboard skate parks. I've never been to one. More of a street guy, but they look awesome.
We walk a thin line with the dork thing of like, yeah, I'll play with my toys while I wait for the waitress to bring me my coffee at the diner. But like to go to a fingerboard park and play with my toys with a bunch of other grown-ups playing with their toys. I haven't gone that far yet.
Yeah. I still want some respect as a man.
Wait till you get a sponsor, then it's absolutely do it.
I think we should. We've said for years we want, at least like on our merch table, we should have Palmer Squares fingerboards. People who know us well and listen to our podcast and have known us for years, they know our little proclivities. We like game shows and fingerboarding, so it makes sense. Yeah. Whoopee cushions. I didn't pack any for this tour. We might have to hit a spot and pick some up, but we'll bring them on stage a lot of times. And I don't know, maturity is never at like an all-time high when we're
trying to get stage. I was trying to get a custom Palmer Squares whoopee cushions for this tour with our logo on them, but you can only buy custom whoopee cushions with your logo. With the other side that says like whoopee cushion. I just want both sides with the logo. I can't find it yet. I don't want to have the silly Party City logo on the other side.
Right.
It's not gonna fly.
Nah. But we tried. I looked at like 10 different providers.
I mean, merch is important. Merch is important. Merch is very important on tour.
Yeah. I'm not gonna rest till we have whoopee cushions on our merch table.
I heard it here be on the road this fall also.
I heard it here.
Yeah,
whoopee cushions.
We have a summer project.
Those things need to make a comeback anyways, right?
Whoopies?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Or I guess for some they never went away.
Eternal. Those should have never went out of style.
I'm pretty sure they haven't. Well, you know, just to kind of reel this back to music somehow, I think the interesting thing about it is you guys are committed to it. And from the music standpoint, that's, I guess, my segue back to the music is that you committed fully. I mean, these guys are like childhood friends, so you go way back.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that plays in our presentation, so people can tell that we're old pals. I think just with our demeanor on stage, and I don't know. I've seen a lot of rap acts and musicians where they don't have that forever. We were having like WWF sleepovers in elementary school and stuff like that way before either of us even liked rap music. Like
I don't think
we had
I'm
to
very
grow into it.
comfortable on stage after all these years of performing. I am, and I'm not. I'm not that comfortable like speaking just to the audience. And people will tell us the opposite. People will tell us like, you look so at home up there, you look so comfortable, and it's 100% because we're with our best friend.
I'll take all the credit. Yeah. I help him out a lot.
Yeah, it's like
just my presence.
It's more like this is my escape from like having to confront the audience. I get to just like play with my best friend up there.
It's true. Yeah.
And it looks natural, and it looks like you know. We're really
it works for us, and it's like I've seen a lot of artists that it kind of reads as stiff and rehearsed, and even the stuff in between songs. I've toured with artists that say the same thing after that song every show.
Song has like an intro.
And we just kind of goof around,
and
try to keep it like, I don't know, just us. Like he said, I agree too. Like I'm not super comfortable with the just like, how's everybody doing tonight and all that. Sometimes you do it. Right. I think we're just more kind of like playing to each other. And
also rarely get on stage not stoned and like in my head, and you know, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, we set ourselves up to fail every time.
But I think I think it feels like a lot of this just chat is really just circles back to you're just trying to have fun, doing your thing, whether it's the live show, whether it's writing, whatever it is.
It's something that we discovered in high school together, and what we made in high school together embarrasses us to no end.
Our fans like it better than the stuff we do now. But
we had fun, and then we started putting it out on the internet or whatever, and then however many years ago, we were able to quit our jobs and commit ourselves full-time to this, and it's been going strong. I feel like it gets a little stronger every year since then, and there's no looking back so far.
I feel like it's a roller coaster of there's definitely times where we could be stronger, or we feel like we should be making more
there's
and
definitely
stuff, and then we're
looking
like
back
then
sometimes,
we're back up.
We're going strong. And it's a full-time job.
And having fun, it's like at a certain point after you don't have a desk job anymore or some security financially and all of that, I don't know, it puts the pressure on you, and you have to take it seriously because it's work, and you almost forget that you should just be the having fun part. It's you don't realize you have to like work that back in because that's important, and we lost that. Now I'm not inspired because this feels like work or something. As far as like recording and like the I guess performing shows is always kind of fun, but sometimes when you got to like come up with the next song and you don't have any ideas, and it starts feeling like like uninspiring, or you get down like I can't think. Maybe I'm done. Maybe I wrote my last song.
Right.
Or whatever. Writer's block. We did a show a few years ago in Chicago, and it was part of like a Christmas event at a museum, and it was like all ages. There's kids there and stuff, and it was sponsored by like a nonprofit in Chicago that works. They gather coats for the homeless and do kids programs and stuff. And I remember there was like a group of kids and us, and like I was getting nervous because I'm like, it was like a Chance the Rapper's nonprofit was sponsoring it, and I was like, I just want to make sure we do well, and I know my stuff. And then the guy who's like running the program with all these like, it's like cheerleaders and kids dancers that are going to go up and perform, and the guy who did the cha-cha slide was there doing the cha-cha slide live, and I was like, this is crazy. So at a certain point, the dude goes, and what's the #1 rule? And my first thought was like, oh, I don't know. And he goes, have fun. And all the kids are like, yeah. And I was like, I'm such an old loser. I forgot rule #1 is have fun. I was like, what is it? They didn't tell me rule 1.
Don't f*** up, right?
That is...
Isn't that it?
I think that's where my mind goes.
Right.
Well, just that idea of commitment, it really shows, just even as someone that's listened to you guys for some time now, the new stuff, like the new St. Gray, it's like so different from everything else, but it's so cool to see the progression.
Yeah.
Real back to this one song that we're going to talk about now, Bars is a really good example of that commitment, the commitment to the idea of what this song is.
It's funny because Bars was originally, we were making an album years ago, and Bars was one of the albums one of the songs that we cut. We were like, it doesn't fit.
It also wasn't done. Like we had a draft of it, and everything else was done. And we're like, are we going to let these other unfinished songs hold up the release, or is the album done? So we called it Done, and then eventually years later, finished the unfinished song.
And then we put out Bars as a single, and I feel like it did better than that whole album.
People loved the song.
Yeah, it's crazy. If people haven't heard it, let's listen to it, and then they'll hear why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a card carrying barbarian. Can't keep it in the pants if you aren't wearing them. Damn, Gina, get up and dance. Stampede to the club. I'm a hater, can't teach me to love. Bar bitch, your reds can't split the cigar. Get it twisted. You think that you aren't a statistic? Sipping beneath the flicker with the light fluorescent. Live within the prison of the mind tormented. A cyber pirate hide behind the bars. Down low, less Karl Marx, more Groucho. Snarl a bar game, nothing but a hound dog. Sound off 1-2, presumptuous gumshoe. I got this. Gumption and moxie, obviously it's not just a hobby. I'm down for the cause, nah, none of the above. I'm with you from the bar, finger bar from the club. Yup, snot nose, we holy apostles. Stomp through your block, sweet home in Chicago. 5-0, keep holding you down, lot of beef. Gotta leap over obstacles, stone like fossils. Got bars like handle, body parts in the jar on the mantle. Yo, I'm about as hard as I can be. Damn, B, got bars like candy. I don't want to, I got it devoured by the piranhas. The final hour upon us, you should lower the cost. Nary a cloud in the sky till the frogs fall from it. The flood coming, every first child to die. I'm an addict of the product I've been peddling. It's gotten out of hand, need a doctor, got the medicine, man. I are far advanced, rocking in a reeling like bar for ammo.
I got bars. I got bars. I got bars.
Find a Barbie in the bargain bin and barter with the clerk. I'll make the party go berserk. A snarky little artisan regarded as a jerk. Steve Martin speak jargon much larger than the earth. Assimilate to the syllabary letters if you really want to liberate your literary edge. From preliminary levels to proficient with the flow. Look close, see I glisten and I glow. You know I got BARs. The weed tastes harsh, so my team take charge when the pregame starts. Woo! I run relay yards, both feet in the street on a 3-day march. We embark on a voyage. I'm a heartless annoyance, a martyr leaving charlatans voiceless. Coitus, fingers smelling like koi fish. Act, pull tail, getting head when the coin flips. Crown Royal and RC Cola with Vicky and Christina out in Barcelona. P Squares and Dro, that's the beat creator. Streaming data, y'all better charge your phones up. No bars, so I do marginal skills, get the gold stars. I do rebarbit with a crowbar, blow hard, about to make it big. Zoltar, or Bart Simpson and Barney Gumbo. Lit the bar with a big bowl of barley gumbo. Vinny Barbarino with the sharpened lingo. Discharge and reload. You got bars, but our bar's way better at the Barclays Center with the Barksdale boys. Been a hard day's night. Paul McCart, Jay Lennon, P Squares, breaking records in your heart. Make noise.
I got bars. 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 We got bars. He got bars. We got bars.
That was bars.
Indeed it was.
That was a lady called bars.
Yeah. How many bars are in bars?
That's a good question.
There are
I don't
a lot.
think we have an official count of the...
Yeah.
Should have that off the top, but I don't.
We can figure the play again.
Just count them.
There's so many. Like I was like, okay, this song. All right, I got it.
Barney Gumbo, Barley Gumbo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's one of those songs that seems to work like every time live, or it's a good live show song, and especially when there's people there that don't know us and they're watching us, and you give them song 1 and they're just like, okay, I didn't know I was watching White Boy Rap tonight. Song 2, and they're like, well, that one was melodic or whatever. And then at a certain part you do like the bar novelty trick where you say all the words with bar in them, and I don't know, I feel like that's one where if you didn't like these other few, it seems to do well, or people, I don't know, it's like a little circus act, like,
I mean,
we found all the bar words.
Just we talked about this before, that just love of words, going back to Grandma Shirley.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it's just to hear that in that song is just, I like it too, because we were talking a little bit about how I got to listen to your music is through Jesse, my son. You guys are on tour with right now, Escape from Zoo. And I'm like, the first Palmer Square song I ever heard was No Foam in the Cup, which, it was like, that's who this guy is or was at that time,
That's so funny, because that's definitely like a left field style song for a lot of
worst song of all time.
The album.
Well, I mean, it was just...
No, it did well. People love it, but it is kind of like it was made in jest.
I mean, it was like a while ago, and it's like we're sort of a party family, so that was a song. And then I think after that, it was like Beat It Up. I'm pretty sure Jesse listened to that song pre-show for like at least a year, before every show.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then the Knowledge Over Swag, stuff, and it was just no matter what I listened to, it just was so evident how much attention you guys pay to words.
Yeah. And that's like to the point I was making earlier about, like certain stuff with like old references. It resonates with me more than, just talking about your status or whatever, how much, money you got.
You gotta talk about that too. We're still rappers. You still have to talk about, like, you still have to pretend like we're rich in some lines.
I think that
3 lines later, I'll say how I have no money, but a second ago I was saying that I have all the money.
Well, yeah, braggadocio is just an element, but I think with a lot of listeners, the wordplay is not the main interest. A lot of people like the flow, where they like just the beats and the vibe of the song or whatever.
Right.
It's not everybody's cup of tea. That the guy is doing lyrical gymnastics that you have to really like bend your ear to keep up with. Some people find that annoying. For us, that's always been kind of the point, and it's always been like, I'm fascinated with hearing a guy rhyme 2 things that I've never heard someone rhyme.
Right.
And I want to do that. I want to come up with 2 things that I never heard anyone rhyme.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people are like, that's not the main focus.
We made a song like 14 years ago called Discap. It was one of the early things, and it was kind of like
same thing,
prelude to bars, where like I had a whole. I think it started with me, and I found a bunch of words that had cap in them, and capsize your ship, and you'll capitulate when I. And I just found all the cap words, and he found
capicola and capillaries.
Made a song called Discap, where we kind of did that, and it was very, very early us. But it's cool when you find like the ignition, like the starting point.
Right.
It almost helps. Like, I'm not great at freestyling. It could be fun after a few drinks or something. But like I said, I like to spend time writing, and that's where my standard is at, and I want it to be kind of like perfected. But when it comes to freestyling, you've seen those videos where people just like shout out a word or whatever, and it's like, that's cool, and it seems more impressive, but to me, it's like, it's helpful. I don't know, my head doesn't know where to go next, but if somebody says like, brick, yo, I put up a brick, shooting the shot from the 3, you getting kicked, and you just have something to start with. Right. I'm like, oh, that's so much easier. Thank you for like step 1, you know. And step 1 with that was bars, and like he said, it didn't make the album. It didn't get finished in time for the album, but we started a Patreon as like a fan membership thing for people to sign up many years ago, and at a certain point, we're like, what can we give them as like some extra member benefit, bonus material, never before heard. And we were like, well, we have that like half-finished song, Bars. Why don't we finish it and share that? And we finished it, and people liked it so much on the Patreon. We took some of the Patreon funds and shot a music video for it. That's what you just saw, and it went on to be, I don't know, I would say a fan favorite music video. And it's this song that almost never came out.
Right.
And then it becomes this, I don't know, like a hit compared to a lot of the other album that it was supposed to be.
I think the video helps too. It's a cool video.
It was well shot. That's our guy Paul. He shot a number of things for us, but he's a little younger than us too. So at a period, he was like at film school and had all the film cage and all the resources.
Right.
So
got the free interns.
He had like a whole team, and there's a guy like with like real nice cameras like y'all got, and he's on like the rolly cart, and Paul's pushing him for these shots, and he made his bedroom. He moved everything out of his bedroom and made it into like the insane asylum.
The padded room.
He just padded his bedroom up.
The padded wall is just a bed sheet with like thumbtacks in the right places that make it look like pads.
Yeah, that
they crushed
really
it.
Elevates the song.
And then those are just his friends playing orderlies. Really great time. Every time we've done a video with Paul, I have a blast. And he'll get like, these film school kids who go above and beyond because they want to like show this to their teacher.
I mean, they're working for a grade.
Right.
So
so I love that. Only gonna have that for so long.
Right.
We have a video for a song called Hall of Famers that Paul. Even more crew and more resources than the Bars video, and that's definitely, I would say that's the best video that we've ever made, like a Palmer Squares song. It's just...
And talk about movie references.
Yeah.
The whole video is reenacting scenes from film and TV.
And that was one of those rare songs where we sort of wrote it partially together. Like you would take the last dude ended his verse with, and I'm going to try and rhyme that and start, and we were kind of all in the same room trying to make that one happen. So it was unique, and the video really elevated the shit of that one.
Yeah. Well,
that was a good one.
Jason, as far as our video guy, is very interested in the visuals for your songs because they are cool, and I think even the next song we're going to talk about is just scaled back. It's just you two guys and
is that Acknowledge?
Yeah.
So we have like the official music videos, and then I think what we kind of like made our bones with was what we're going to show next is the live rapping at the camera in one take type of videos. It's kind of what we came out with 15 years ago on YouTube. There used to be kind of a scene, the YouTube cipher scene.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
Guys would pass along the same beat, and there would be an official thread where the last guy calls out the next guy. And we kind of like weaseled our way into that shortly before it died out and fizzled out on the internet. But that's kind of where we like established our presence, gathered our initial like internet fan base, and it was all built through this thing that people loved of like one guy rapping live at the camera in one take. So we've tried to like stick with that tradition. We try and put one of those videos out every year or so, at minimal.
Just to not stray too far from like what our core fan base first liked about us. Like we still want to give them that, even though we'd like to get better with the studio recordings and the official music video budgets and all of that. But like every now and again, you just gotta rap one long verse at the camera, and the fact that it is live and no edits and stuff, I've always liked those. Just I don't need it to be polished. I just want to hear cool raps, and it's cool that they're just knocking it out in one long take. So we do a lot of those, and it started as a necessity because I had a camera before I had studio resources to go record on an expensive microphone in the booth with a guy on the boards and all of that stuff. So like we eventually got there and have songs that were done that way, but the only way at the beginning that we figured out how to share what we were writing and recording with people was just to do it like that. I'm like, I have the camera, and I think I heard in like an interview with Rob Zombie a long time ago, somebody was asking like, so what was did you always want to like start with music and then you figured movies? You wanted to get into filmmaking later? And he just says like it wasn't a choice. It was like it's easier to get your friends in a garage with instruments than it is to make a movie. And it's like if you get some notoriety from that, a lot of people springboard into other artistic projects after music, but it's just and for us it was like before it was music, it was just I'll hold the camera and you rap. You hold the camera, then I'll rap. And that's you hit upload, and without YouTube, I don't know what our reach and our fan base would look like now, because that was the springboard for sure.
And I mean, they still look so cool, and I think that is a thing, like if people first started connecting with you that way, it's cool to see that you kind of kept it going for us.
I feel like we
have to.
The last couple things, and even through COVID, it was like that's all we were doing. We're like, let's do more one takes. It's easier, and we can't, the world's closed right now, but we can still film ourselves rapping. And now that's like our last couple releases were just kind of these one take raps on YouTube. And we're working on an album right now, and I think we're going to try and focus and figure out how to get back to the like budgeted, lip sync official music videos, because we've strayed from those.
It's been a long time.
Even though we always try to pepper in a one take for our day one fans, we still want to like elevate our product when we have a music video for something. So we're going to try and get back to that.
It's just like everything. It swings this way, it'll swing back, and then it'll swing back down. And then a few years from now, we're like, nope, let's go back to like down and dirty. Just give me a camera. And let's do it. All right. Well, unfortunately, we have to wrap up this part of the show. No, but you can find these guys on tour right now for like the next month. You're kind of bouncing all over the place, actually.
California and going up into the Pacific Northwest and then back down. And Palmer Square's on everything. We're going to be touring more in the fall, actually. I think some more Southwest stuff in like September and October. Come see us on the road.
palmersquares.com for all the info, all the tickets, all the merch.
All the YouTube stuff.
All
Definitely
that
go
good
see
shit.
all the videos.
Get you a little bit of pubes from the merch.
Get a pinch of
A little pinch.
few blocks.
Sprinkle pubes in every package.
That's it. Dust everything.
The only guys doing it.
Y'all better save up some money for that merch.
That merch is going to get costly.
You know how long it takes to grow these things in? It's going to cost to go out of season, so it costs more, like fruit. Chicago strawberries in the winter, it's like, well,
you're going to pay a premium.
These are being outsourced.
That's what's going to happen.
Supply and demand.
All right, the Palmer Squares.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate y'all.
And
these are nipple hairs, dude.
I know where those came from, man. I know where those came from.
Ripping people off.
Those aren't real pubes.
It's like they got to use a marker, like a $100 bill at the store.
Nope, mustache.
There's somebody out there with they're looking at diamonds. All right, we got to figure it out. On that note, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this week's show. And like I said, check them out, find their music, listen to them, go see them live. If you don't see them, go see another show live. And keep supporting good music. And we'll talk to everybody next week. You've seen their billboards and know their slogan, but the personal injury attorneys at Push and Win are more than familiar faces and a clever catchphrase. The firm specializes in car accidents and has won more than $200 million in counting for their clients. Slips and falls, product liability, class action cases, and motor vehicle accidents. Push and Win has offices in Houston and San Antonio ready to help you fight the insurance company. Call their bilingual staff at 833-PUSH-WIN or visit pushwin.com for a 100% free consultation. They push, you win.
May the 4th be with you weekend in Galveston, Texas. La Izquierda is back with a classic longboard surf competition 3-day music festival starring The Nude Party, Cam Franklin, Tanya Nolan, Ruben Moreno, Galveston, The Ghost Wolves, Dim Roots, and much, much more. Tickets available online at laizzyfest.com. Think waves, y'all. Waves.